also a member of the FIU Board of Trustees. But we are very fortunate because AJ is now the student rep for all of the students in the state university system, and now is a student rep on the Florida Board of Governors. So, AJ, welcome.
How's everyone doing? Good. Whoever's not asleep, raise your hand. Alright, I see a bunch of you sleeping out there. Well, I want to thank you all for having me, and thank you very much, Dr. Jones, for introducing me. The first thing I want to do is just to tell you a little bit about myself, and the reason why I want to do that is so you can relate to me. I'm taking 15 credits this semester. I'm a construction management student. I'm going to graduate in the fall of '09. Fall of '09 will be my 6th year. So I just love giving money to the university. I've been in student government for 5 years. This is what I have a passion for. There's many athletes that have a passion for playing on the court, on the field, what have you. This is my passion, whether it may be another organization. So when Dr. Jones mentioned I represent the students on the Florida Student Association, what that basically means in layman's terms is I don't only represent the 38,000 plus students at Florida International University, but I represent over 300,000 students in the state of Florida. And not just for budget cuts that are happening here at the institution, but budget cuts that are happening at the state level and the state economy. And working with the other governors on the board to try to help and fix that. The next thing I really want to do is, unfortunately, like the president, I don't have 8 vice presidents. They only let me have 1, which I'm very proud of having Paige and LaPointe as my vice president. So they won't let me have 8 vice presidents, but I do have a staff. And I'd like to recognize every member of the Student Government Association, including senators. If you wouldn't mind, please standing, so we can thank you all. You guys can stand. Anthony, my chief of staff. And as President Medique said, I only make a few decisions. They're the ones who make them all. Now, I want you to think, and just do me a little favor and just think about what bothers you. What issues do you have at Florida International University? When you come onto campus, when you go to sleep, what bothers you? Is it security? Is it parking? Tuition? Is it the ability for student government to express your needs and concerns? Or do you even know that there is a student government? Is it athletics? What is it that concerns you, upsets you, bothers you, or you're happy about? What are you happy about at FIU? Well, I want to go into a little bit of what SGA is doing, because I'm sure that at least one of the things that the Student Government Association is trying to do is one of the things that you've just thought about. It's one of the things that bothers you or concerns you or you're very excited about. So the first thing I wanted to go into, because all of you, I saw this resounding support of parking as an issue. Thankfully, we're building a new parking garage. We know that it's an issue. Some options that I've even said in the past is not allowing freshmen to have cars on campus. You may be like, wow, why? Some of you are freshmen. Well, wouldn't that help? Think about it. We have that as an issue, but we cannot just go around building parking garages everywhere. I'm sure the reason some of you all came to this university is because how beautiful the campus looks. Because I know that that's what drew me down from New York to come here. So just think about it. But we're building a new parking garage on the north side of campus. If you haven't seen it, it's in Skanska. So get excited about that. We have new parking. Yay, all right. Not too excited. Well, let me go into another thing. Tuition. It's the biggest and the hottest issue right now. But it's difficult. It's a difficult issue. The state funds us per student that takes 30 credits per academic year. So, essentially what that means is the state of Florida is 47 out of 50 rather, of all states in the country that fund their students. You following with me now? We pay a portion of tuition. In the state of Florida, we're 50 out of 50. Therefore, we pay the lowest. We receive the lowest from the state. But I can tell you, we still have, not only at FIU, but in the state of Florida, a pretty good darn institutional setup, the state university system. So think about that. Should tuition increase? We obviously need help from the state. We can't survive. So these are the things that I'm thinking about day in and day out. But parking is something that affects you. Now, one of the other things that SGA is working on that I'd like to mention here is venues. We mentioned that Relay for Life is going to use the football stadium. Well, with the tuition increase, or rather a fee increase with athletics, we were able to negotiate. And one of those negotiations, thankful to Pete Garcia and the athletic team, is that we're able to use their venues a certain number of times a year. So if you're an organization out there, or an athletic program that wants to put on a charity event, or you'd like to host an event with a number of people, 1,000, 2,000, 500, we now have the opportunity to accommodate you elsewhere than the ballrooms. So that's a very exciting opportunity for all you organizations out there when you're looking to plan events. Dr. Jones mentioned the radio station. Most of you raise your hands. The Beacon. You all know the Beacon, right? How many of you know of Panther TV, student-run TV network on campus? Raise your hand, please. No one knows, huh? Well, the reason why no one knows is because it's not out yet. Right? But it's coming. And the reason why I say that is this is what student government can provide you all, with avenues to start new initiatives. You know, we see an issue with marketing on campus, correct? Oh, when is this going on? What's going on this day? I never even heard of that. Who's the student body president? There's an issue with marketing. And we hope that Panther TV, a student-run TV network, will help solve that problem. Will help you, the organizations, the athletic programs, not only get your games, your interviews, anything that you need on this TV network throughout campus. So this is a very exciting program that we have. And I want to close off on this. When I bring it up to tuition, how many of you all get financial aid? Raise your hand. FIU is a need-based institution. We need to provide more for our students in the form of financial aid, in the form of dollars. Now, how many of you all apply for outside scholarships? Show of hands again. Now keep those hands up if you actually received any of those scholarships that you applied for. How about university-wide scholarships? How many of you all applied for those? And did you all receive a scholarship? Either did I. But we can't serve every student, can we? So SGA said, how can we help this problem? And the way we're going to help this problem is the Students for Students campaign. We're going to put money back into the students' hands. We're going to hold events to raise money to put back in the form of scholarships into students' hands. We're going to go out there and solicit some organizations, groups, private donations. Obviously, we'll check with legal counsel. But for those donations to give back to the students in the form of scholarships. We're looking to create an SGA endowment through the foundation so we could do that for you all. So I encourage you, many of you are freshmen, sophomores in here, please get involved in our internship program. Applications will be due by next Friday. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out, and thank you very much.